This week we want to take a look at a problem which does not get much attention, one which many people are not even aware of: human trafficking or slavery.
Elements of human trafficking can be categorized into three different columns: an action, a means, and a purpose.
Well, human trafficking is the fastest growing criminal industry in the world today.
It's the third most lucrative business for the underworld, behind drug trafficking and the illegal arms trade. There are more slaves in the world today than were extracted from Africa during 400 years of the transatlantic slave trade.
So someone recruits, harbors, transports, provides, or obtains another human being through the use of force, fraud, or coercion for the purpose of commercial sex acts or labor and services.
I mean, even sitting in a Subway sandwich shop over the lunch hour, not even at night, over the noon hour, just in an hour, you could easily see a dozen guys being led by pimps back into the back streets.
Her name was Ainora, which means moonlight, and she was just a beautiful young lady. And as we visited with her, we asked her, could you leave if you wanted to? And she showed us, she pointed to a man that was outside by the door, and she said it would be very difficult for me to leave. And we knew that that was her pimp.
So when we eat a chocolate bar, we're probably eating chocolate bars that were produced because of these cocoa beans that were picked by children who were enslaved. Not some of the beans are picked by slaves. Almost all of them are picked by children who are slaves. This is in West Africa. This is today.
And we visited with her for quite some time, and then towards the end, one of my friends asked her, she said, Ainora, if you could leave, would you? If there was a way for you to get out and for you to have another life, would you? And she replied without thinking, she said, of course.
In talking to one boy who was working out on the fields, Steve asked, what should I say to the people back in the United Kingdom? And what should I tell my friends over in the United States? And this boy said, little boy, 11, 12 years old, said, tell them that the next time they eat a chocolate bar, they are eating my flesh.
These are girls and women, sometimes young men, who are caught, and they don't want to be where they're at. And so there's got to be somebody that says enough is enough. Of course they want out, and of course they don't want to be there. And we need to make a way as a society, as human beings. We need to say that this can't go on any longer.
Paying for sex to a pimp for a little boy. And it wasn't just one little boy, it was a couple of little boys there, and he was getting to take his pick. He was choosing which little boy, about 10 years old, that he wanted to buy and rent. And, I was just, at that moment, enough was enough. I mean, I know I'm just a Montana farm kid. I know I'm not famous. I know that starting your own organization, sounds like a huge mountain to climb, and everybody says, oh, I don't think you'll be able to do it, this and that. But I tell you what, after you see something like that, and you just simply say, hey, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know what I can do, but I've got to do something.
And my Bible says that on Judgment Day, we will be judged by what we have done, not for the rich, not for the powerful, but to those whom Jesus calls the least of these.